guys, Quacker Spooks here with another set of NFL predictions. So this is week 4. So tonight we have the Denver Broncos, who are 0-3, versus the New York Jets, who are 0-3. One of these teams will end up being 1-3 or 0-4. I'm going to have to say the Denver Broncos on this one because the Jets are absolutely horrible this year. They've been horrible in past years. They've been horrible after Super Bowl III. So, I don't know. Denver actually looks decent. So I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos on that one. The next set of games are on Sunday, October 4th. Today's October 1st. Happy October, everybody. The next game is the Saints, the New Orleans Saints versus the Detroit Lions. The Saints are not dumpster fire, but they're not good either, so I'm going to go with the Saints. And even though the Lions won against the Cardinals didn't play so good last week. But they played good. I think they have Cardinals have a ton of potential. So I'm going to go with the New Orleans Saints on this one. The San Diego I'm sorry, Dean. I mean, the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa actually looks pretty good. Based on week 2 and 3. I know they lost against the Saints. That's because they didn't really have a strong offense in week 1, but the past 2 weeks have been tremendously good for Tampa. So, and the Chargers are just dumpster fire, so I'm going to go with Tampa Bay on this one. Next we have the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm sorry, the Bungles. Jacksonville actually looks... This one's a tough call, but I'm going to give Joe Burrow a win here and say that the Bengals are going to top this because Gardner Minshew isn't that great. Not looking that great this year. I know they won the first 2 games and lost to Miami, which is kind of a surprise because Miami is also a dumpster fire. But I'm going to give Joe Burrow a win. I mean, then again, Bengals offense looks absolutely horrifying to watch. And Jacksonville is just Jacksonville. So I'm going to go with Cincinnati on that one. This one's another tough call. The Minnesota Vikings versus the Houston Texans. So, the Texans look pretty trash. The Vikings also look pretty trash, but Kirk Cousins needs a win, man. And Texans are not trying at all. So, I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings on this one. Not very close, though. I don't know how the Texans even got to the playoffs last year. They're absolutely terrible. Alright, so next we have the Seattle Seahawks versus the Miami Dolphins. And Fitzpatrick did an amazing job last Thursday against Jacksonville. I think he was the reason why they won. He has a strong arm, even if he's been to several teams, including the New York Jets. But Russell Wilson is the better quarterback. So I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks on this game here. And I was wrong about my prediction last week against Dallas. Seahawks won that game because they're a better team than Dallas. Speaking of Dallas, they play the Browns. The Cowboys actually look... I'm going to say And the Browns are also but they're kind of better than the Cowboys. And the Browns actually look pretty decent. So, I'm going to say, give Cleveland a win here. Give Cleveland another win. Because, I'm from Cleveland. So, speaking of Arizona, we're going to cut to the Arizona Cardinals versus the Carolina Panthers. And this game ought to be interesting. This game, Carolina's kind of struggling right now, but I know they won a few games. I mean, this is week 4, so we're 25% into the regular season. But the Cardinals actually look pretty good if Kyler Murray can actually do something. And they lost to the Lions, which is. And how do you lose to the Lions? I mean, the Lions are terrible. They're a terrible football team, and I can watch any team. Even the Giants and the Jets and the Lions and the Vikings and all those bad teams, and the Texans. Don't forget the Texans, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Arizona on this one against Carolina. So yeah, because they have Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins, and I know they lost a few players, but that's okay. They probably will. The Panthers will probably prolapse. Okay, this next one is the Indianapolis Colts versus the Chicago Bears. And I heard Big Dick Nick Foles, he's back. He's back to destroy the Colts offense. So I'm going to go with Chicago on this one because even though Indianapolis looks okay, the Bears actually look like a juggernaut with Nick Foles as their starting quarterback. So I'm going to go with the Bears. And here we go. The Baltimore Ravens versus the Washington Football Team. I'm not really fond of the new name for Washington. I mean, and I don't like their trademark logo either. It's just a W. I don't know why that's. Washington is just one of the blandest teams in the NFL, and the Ravens are just so good. I mean, they played decently against the Chiefs last week, even though they lost. That's okay. It's just one loss. They'll probably. The Ravens will. I'm going to go with Baltimore on this one because I think they have a ton of potential with Lamar, and they did lose Earl Thomas, so Lamar Jackson is a great quarterback. So I'm going to go with Baltimore on that one. The next one is the New York Giants versus the Los Angeles Rams. They used to be in St. Louis, but now they're in Los Angeles. The Giants look awful. They look as bad as the Jets. And the only decent team in New York is actually the Bills, which we'll get to in a moment. The Giants are just going to flop this game. They're just going to do absolutely nothing. So I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Rams on this game here. This one seems like a bit of a challenge, but here we go. The New England Patriots, led by Cam Newton, versus the Kansas City Chiefs, led by Patrick Mahomes. I gotta say it right, because, Randy Mahomes slammed the ESPN announcer on Twitter for calling him Pat, because Pat's his dad. So I'm going to go, alright. Patriots versus Chiefs. Cam Newton is it's pretty decent. Patriots look decent. And the Chiefs are just a powerhouse. Patrick Mahomes is just unstoppable. He literally can throw Hail Marys and his wide receivers can still catch his throws. It's literally, the Chiefs are just a powerhouse. They're like the powerhouse of the league. So I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs on this one. Sorry, Cam. I gotta... I can't let you win against Kansas City. It's not possible. And no, I'm not saying the Chiefs are going to win because of the Super Bowl. I'm saying because they look really, really good this year. And speaking of the Buffalo Bills, I'm going to go and they are facing the Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders. On October 4th at 4:25. The Raiders look good on home turf, at least. I mean, they beat the Saints. I don't even know who they played last week. And the Bills can blow a lead and come back. I mean, Josh Allen is a great quarterback. Not as good as Patrick Mahomes, though. I mean, Josh Allen is actually a pretty decent quarterback. Derek Carr is okay. I mean, they won against the Saints in week 2. And if I had to pick between these two teams, I'd have to go with the Buffalo Bills because they are 3-0 right now, and the Raiders are like 2-1 or something. Yeah, the Bills are 3-0. I mean, they've got a ton of potential to be in the playoffs again because Josh Allen is great. I mean, he's decent. He's decent. So I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills. This next game is at 8:20. It's the Sunday Night Football game. The Philadelphia Eagles facing off the San Francisco 49ers. Where is the Eagles football team? Where? They're underperforming this year.